The basketball world just exploded. Social media is absolutely losing its mind right now over reports that Caitlin Clark has walked away from Team USA after being benched during practice. And if you think this is just another overblown rumor, you need to understand what's really happening behind the scenes. Because this isn't about one practice session. This is about months of tension, power struggles, and a system that may have just pushed the biggest name in women's basketball too far. Let's cut through the noise and talk about what actually went down. Reports started flooding Twitter, claiming that during a recent Team USA scrimmage, Caitlin Clark barely touched the floor. We're talking about the player who sold out arenas across the country, who brought millions of new fans to the WNBA, sitting on the sideline while veterans ran the show. And according to multiple social media posts from people allegedly close to the camp, she didn't just get limited minutes, she was essentially benched for most of the session. Now, was this a strategic decision? A disciplinary move? A simple rotation choice? Nobody outside that gym knows for sure. But here's what we do know. The timing couldn't have been worse, and the reaction was immediate. Within minutes, the speculation turned into a wildfire. Caitlin Clark benched. Caitlin Clark disrespected. And then the bombshell claim that sent everyone into overdrive. Caitlin Clark has quit Team USA. If you believe the story behind the story matters, if you think there's more going on here than what the headlines are telling you, smash that like button right now. It tells us we're on the right track. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around for what we're about to uncover, because this moment didn't just appear out of nowhere. This has been building for months. Many of you have been saying this for weeks. There's something off about how Caitlin Clark has been treated since she entered the league. From the physical play that crosses the line, to the dismissive comments from analysts who should know better, to the way certain veterans seem uncomfortable sharing the spotlight. You were onto something when you noticed the pattern. And now it's all coming to a head. Let's go back to where this really started. Last summer, when Team USA announced their Olympic roster for Paris, one name was glaringly absent: Caitlin Clark. The backlash was instant and massive. Fans erupted. Commentators went to war on live television. Supporters believed Team USA deliberately left her off to avoid overshadowing the established stars. Critics argued she wasn't ready yet, that she needed more time to develop at the professional level. Clark handled it with the kind of grace that made her even more respected. She said she'd use it as motivation, that she'd keep working and earn her spot. But here's what nobody talks about. That decision created a rift that never fully healed. The selection committee may have underestimated just how powerful her presence had become. They thought they were making a basketball decision. What they actually did was send a message that millions of fans interpreted as disrespect. And now, months later, that decision is still echoing through everything that's happening. Because when Caitlin Clark finally did get the call for Team USA activities, she walked into a room that was already loaded with unspoken hierarchies, with veterans who've played together for years, with expectations about how things are supposed to work and who's supposed to lead. When someone that famous enters an environment that protective, even the smallest action gets magnified. We're getting into territory where not everything is officially confirmed, but sources close to the situation suggest there's been tension from day one. Some veterans reportedly weren't thrilled about how the spotlight shifted overnight. Think about it from their perspective. They've put in years of work, won championships, represented the country on the biggest stages. And then Caitlin Clark shows up, and suddenly every camera, every microphone and every headline is about her. Fans have been connecting these dots for months. The hard fouls that seemed a little too aggressive, the lack of public support when she was getting targeted, the subtle comments in interviews that felt like coded messages. Social media has been buzzing with theories about jealousy, about resentment, about a generational divide that goes deeper than basketball strategy. And reading between the lines of what happened at this practice, a lot of those theories suddenly feel less like conspiracy and more like reality. Because here's what allegedly went down during that scrimmage. According to posts from people who claim to have inside information, Caitlin Clark was given significantly shorter minutes than expected, fewer reps, less involvement in key sequences. While veterans controlled the flow of the practice, she was reportedly watching from the sideline more than she was playing. Now, whether these claims are exaggerated or completely accurate, we can't say with absolute certainty, but the fact that multiple people are saying the same thing makes it hard to ignore. And when word got out that the most famous player in women's basketball was sitting while others ran the show, fans absolutely lost it. The idea that she's being held back, that she's being kept in her place, that there's some kind of gatekeeping happening at the highest level of the sport, it struck a nerve. Because this isn't just about basketball anymore. This is about respect. This is about whether the old guard is willing to make room for the new era, or if they're going to protect their territory at all costs. Then came the claim that shook everything. Multiple viral tweets, all saying essentially the same thing. Caitlin Clark has stepped away from Team USA. Caitlin Clark is done. She's had enough. Now, let's be crystal clear about something. This has not been officially confirmed by Caitlin Clark, by Team USA, or by anyone in an official capacity. But the internet doesn't wait for official statements. The conversation exploded into a national storyline within hours. Analysts started breaking down what it would mean if she really did walk away. Fans demanded explanations from Team USA's coaching staff. Debates raged about whether this was the final straw after months of disrespect, or if it was just noise being amplified by the sheer power of her name. But there's something critical everyone seems to be overlooking in all this chaos. Caitlin Clark is one of the most competitive athletes on the planet. She doesn't back down from challenges, she doesn't shy away from pressure, and she absolutely hates being held back from what she knows she can do. After the grueling rookie season she just survived, endless physical confrontations, a crushing media schedule that never let up, and constant pressure to literally save the league, it's not hard to imagine she might be mentally and emotionally exhausted. Drop a comment right now and tell us what you think is really going on here. Is this about respect? Is this about veteran politics? Or is Caitlin Clark simply protecting her own mental health after being pushed to the breaking point? Because your perspective matters, and we want to hear what you're seeing that others might be missing. Let's filter out the noise and look at what we actually know. Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA as the most scrutinized rookie in the history of women's basketball. Every game was a national event. Every shot she took was analyzed by millions. Every time she got knocked down, social media erupted. The pressure wasn't just about basketball performance. It was about carrying an entire movement on her shoulders while still trying to figure out how to survive at the professional level. And then Team USA comes calling, with their strict expectations, their established systems, their veteran-dominated culture. For someone who just finished a season where she was physically targeted game after game, where she had to prove herself every single night while dealing with more attention than any rookie has ever faced, adding another layer of high-stakes competition might have been too much. Whether or not she actually stepped away, the emotional weight is undeniable. But this situation has exposed something much deeper. For months, analysts and fans have been arguing that Caitlin Clark doesn't get the respect her talent clearly deserves. From the flagrant fouls that officials seem to ignore, to the dismissive comments from people who should be celebrating what she's accomplished, her journey has been anything but smooth. Some people believe she's already earned her place among the elite. Others insist she still needs to pay her dues and prove herself over time. But the debate never ends, and every new controversy just adds more fuel to the fire. The idea that she was benched during a Team USA practice, true or exaggerated, only reinforced what many fans have feared all along, that she's still fighting for legitimacy even as she breaks every record in sight. That no matter how many people she brings to the sport, no matter how many arenas she sells out, there's always going to be resistance from people who don't want the hierarchy to change. And here's what makes this absolutely critical for Team USA. Losing Caitlin Clark would be a disaster, not just for the roster, but for everything the program represents going forward. She's not just a talented player, she's a cultural phenomenon. She drives ticket sales, jersey sales, global media attention, sponsorship deals, and fan engagement at a level Team USA has never seen from someone this early in their career. Without her, the team still wins games. They've got championship-level talent across the board, but they lose the momentum. They lose the excitement from the next generation of fans. They lose the new era she represents. Fans want to see her compete on the world stage. They want to see her go up against the best international players. They want to see if she can translate her game to that level. And Team USA knows this, which is why the next moves from both sides are going to be absolutely crucial. Multiple sources are whispering about how different people inside the program reacted to all of this. Not officially confirmed, but the breadcrumbs lead to some fascinating possibilities. Some veterans reportedly felt relieved when she stepped back, wanting to maintain the traditional roster structure without all the external drama. Others were genuinely supportive, privately wishing the media circus would just end so everyone could focus on basketball. But the silence from certain key players only made fans more suspicious. Every social media post, every like, every quote tweet got analyzed like it was a clue in a murder investigation. But none of this has revealed the full picture, because the loudest reaction didn't come from inside the locker room, it came from the fans, and they turned on each other instantly. Some accused Team USA of disrespecting the biggest star in the sport. Others argued Caitlin Clark wasn't ready for this level yet and needed to earn her spot like everyone else. Some defended the veterans and their right to protect the culture they built. Others claimed this was pure favoritism and gatekeeping. And in the middle of this massive digital explosion, Caitlin Clark once again became the target of thousands of takes she never asked for. Her presence divides the internet like no one else in women's basketball. Every opinion about her generates 10 more opinions. Every headline creates a new controversy, and she feels every single bit of it. People close to her have reportedly expressed serious concern about the pressure she's under, both physically and mentally. Coaches have commented publicly about how draining this season has been, and now she's supposed to just bounce back and handle Team USA politics on top of everything else. If these reports are accurate, if she really did step away from Team USA activities, it might be the smartest decision she could make. Not because she's weak, not because she's scared of competition, but because sometimes the most competitive thing you can do is protect yourself so you can come back stronger. Knowing when to step back, reset, and refocus on your own goals takes more courage than just pushing through when everything around you is chaos. So where does this leave us? We're watching a situation that could define the next era of women's basketball. If Caitlin Clark and Team USA can figure this out, if they can find a way to integrate her talent without all the drama, it could be incredible for the sport. But if this really is the breaking point, if the tension between the old guard and the new face is too much to overcome, we might be witnessing a turning point that changes everything. Before we go, if you want to stay ahead of this story as it develops, if you want the real analysis without the clickbait nonsense, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because this is far from over. And next time, we're going to break down exactly what Team USA needs to do to fix this situation before it's too late. The clock is ticking, and the whole basketball world is watching. We'll see you in the next one.